Hi there, Gemini. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 21st of September. There's been a real opportunity to communicate in the last few months for you. A real hubbub of energy has been flowing backwards and forwards. More recently, you've been trying to make sense of what this has meant to you from a more emotional viewpoint. That does still need some care this week, with Jupiter continuing an opposition with Neptune, which can be rather distorting when it comes to expectations. However, the Sun on Wednesday moves into an entirely more upbeat and outgoing part of your scope. And this is really going to help you to feel much more bubbly, sociable, and also self-expressive. You already have Mercury in this area, but Mercury, your ruler, is tracking backwards and continues to do so this week, and continues to be challenged by the planet of power, Pluto. Whatever your situation, you need to be conscious of the depth of the bonds that you're forging, or if you have long-standing relationships, about who contributes what, whether it's financially or in terms of commitment. If there is any dissatisfaction around these areas, maybe there could be some crosswords this week. Romance may not necessarily go in a straight line. It's going to require some patience. Not least because Mars, in the chatty part of your scope at the beginning of this week, is starting to forge a very tense right angle with Saturn, now re-established in your sector of relationships. Now, when Saturn moves through a particular area, it can definitely be a portent of good things, in the sense that if we're prepared to really work hard at a particular area, it can bring us a reward. But often it brings us a limitation. And this angle with Mars, particularly from Friday when Mars relocates itself into the sign of Virgo, suggests that patience is going to be very important when it comes to your closest interactions. If you do find yourself becoming frustrated that something isn't going quite as sweetly as you would like, the chances are it will just go even slower. Ironically, if you can be more considered in your approach and also aware of how things are for the other person that you're interacting with, the Sun's angle with Saturn from Wednesday can be really constructive. And if you're wanting to forge a partnership which is based on mutual interests and there is a real respect between you, one tie could get stronger from this week onwards. However, all of this is building up to the lunar eclipse, which is on the first day of next week, and I will obviously brief you about that in detail. But the other thing to be conscious of as this week comes to a close is that Pluto ends a 5.5 month backward journey. And if there has been quite a lot of concern during that period of time around a more emotional issue or around your assets or a property matter, things can just lighten up a little bit as this week draws to a close. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.